G'day guys, my name is Trent, aka LaxLime, bringing you a Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. Today we have a Wi-Fi battle against the ProdigalLegion, who is a Poketuber all the way from the birthplace of democracy, which is Greece. Apparently we're not here for a Wi-Fi battle today, but just some random facts about the world. I don't know where that came from, but we have an NU battle today, and he actually told me that he's a little bit unfamiliar with the tier, but you know, it turned out to be a fairly fun battle, and the one Pokemon I have been trying so hard to make work for so long has finally put in some work, so it was really good to see that. But you know what, his team I have a lot of respect for, because he's sort of bringing Pokemon that aren't really top tier threats, and you know what, that tells me that he's a really comfortable player, and he sort of knows. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but he knows how to play. And you know what, Fearow and Floette are sort of one of my favorite Pokemon. So it was really good to see it, and I was happy to see them actually being used, because no one really uses them. And you know what, actually, before I talk too much, let's just get into the battle. So he actually decides to lead it off with his Sandslash as I go into my Detonate. You know what, I was really thinking I should go into Seadra, but I decided not to make that prediction and just go into Detonate just to get the U-turn off and go into whatever's safe. Because that's sort of, not a better play, but a safer play for first turn. And I can easily just switch into my Seadra here, and you know what, I was really predicting the Stealth Rocks, but he ended up going for the knockoff, and that sucks because the Everlight means that it's totally coming off the Seadra, and that sort of ruins the survivability of the Seadra. But you know what, that's okay, we can sort that out. He does switch out here as I just go for the Scald, trying to get a burn on whatever comes in next as he goes into Floette. And you know, yeah, it does like pretty much nothing, but I do get this burn. It doesn't really matter in the long run, because if he'll probably run the aromatherapy, because that's what I run on the Floette, because that's, you know, normal. But it's pretty easy for me to switch into the Swalot, and you know, the like Floette's not going to survive any attack from the Swalot, so he is going to switch out, and I know this, so I make the double prediction and just the double switch and go into the Cradilly. I just sort of want to start up some Stealth Rocks. I was sort of thinking he was going into the Probopass, and it also gives me an opportunity to go for the Giga and sort of Giga Drain and see if this thing is specially defensive or defensive. So we do set up the rocks on this turn, so it's just an exchange rocks on this turn. And then after that, I will end up going for the Giga Drain. And you know what, looking at how much damage this actually does, it's pathetic. So that tells me that this thing is most likely specially defensive. He does go for the Volt Switch, which is all fine. He will actually switch into his Born to be Wasted. And you know, I really like this Pokemon. It's a really cool Pokemon, and I always look at its hand and I think it's like got a service station nozzle, like you can fill up cars. I don't know why. Or a gas station, whatever you guys call it, wherever you are from. I'm going to switch out here because there's no reason for me to stay in, and my best bet is to actually go into Xatu, because I was really predicting spikes on this turn, and I am so glad I went into Xatu and predicted that, because he ends up going for the spikes, and that just bounces straight back on his side of the field. That's perfect, because now that I got the Stealth Rocks and the spikes on his side of the field, he's going to take so much damage when he's switching in. I'm happy to go for the Zen Headbutt. This is my physical Xatu with the Choice Band, and that does so much damage. So much damage, considering like this thing is really bulky. The Gunk Shock's not enough to take me out, and he decides to make the switch out here and go into his Probopass. And for a resisted hit, this Zen Headbutt still does a decent amount of damage. I was actually really surprised about this, because I thought it would do a lot less than this. But that was okay. That was okay. I was sort of happy with that. There's no point in switching Xatu out now, because as soon as you switch it back in, it's just going to die for rocks. So I just left it in as fodder. I knew the Volt Switch was coming, and it also gives me an opportunity to switch into something that sort of counters whatever he goes into. He does decide to actually switch into the Sandslash here, and this puts me in the opportunity that Seadra can come in and do what she is designed to do, and that is to sweep. Seadra is max HP and max special attack, and basically the idea is with the Everlight, it can just come in, set up a focus energy because it is sniper, and just absolutely decimate teams. And you know what, I've never had a chance for it to actually work. I've tried it so many times and it's never ever worked for me, but I knew he would switch out then, and I decided to go for the focus energy there. And he is pumped. Seadra, or she, I think it's a she. Seadra is pumped. She's ready to go, and I go for this gold. Probopass has no chance of surviving that, and he is down. That is a critical hit. It does not matter. It does not matter whatsoever. He does go into his Fero from here. I was sort of pretty confident that I could take one attack, and an ice beam with retaliation would just be able to pretty much take out this Fero with no problems. So that ice beam comes in and the Fero is down. I don't even get a critical hit here, but the Fero is down. From here, he will go into his Floette, and like after the stealth rocks plus the spikes damage, it's sitting in the yellow range. And with a Scold, I'm pretty confident that this is going to take it out. And you know, I do end up getting the critical hit here, and so Floette is down. It's completely down. He's definitely sitting on his like sitting in the back burner here, and he goes out into his Typhlosion. Typhlosion is going to outspeed because it is, I'm assuming, Choice Scarfed. He does go for the Eruption. I was a little bit confused about that initially because after like all the spikes and stealth rocks, I was like, oh, why are you going for the Typhlosion, the Eruption, because you've lost hits HP. But he probably only actually has the Fire Blast in that because you didn't my team. And because he's locked in, there's a chance of Fire Blast missing, so he probably just decided to go for the Eruption because at least it will hit and take out the Seadra, because it would decimate his team. So yeah, Detonate comes in, I go for the Wild Charge. It's not enough, but this thing is scarfed, and Detonate doesn't really have any good like physical attack. So yeah, Detonate. This Detonate is actually designed as a Scarfer, so it can just sort of come in and clean up the teams like as a late game sweeper, because like the Scarf Detonate actually outspeeds a lot of things when you run it as a Jolly set, or Timid, what, Jolly, isn't it? So yeah, he brings out Sandslash. He can't do absolutely anything against this, so I need to switch out, and I decided to go to Cradily because Cradily will be able to at least retaliate with Giga Drain with whatever he does. So I take the damage, and he actually goes for the Super Fang. I didn't actually realize that Sandslash gets the Super Fang, so that's really cool. Like that comes in a lot of handy, especially because it's like a defensive stealth, like on the defensive stealth rocket set. So that's fine, but after like all the leftovers and everything, the Earthquake isn't going to be enough to take me out, so I can easily just go for the Giga Drain on the next turn. And the Sandslash is, you know, puts it down in pretty low. It clutchly survives there and probably like 8 HP. And you know, after the Giga Drain, like HP back as well as the leftovers, it basically means I'm easily going to be able to take another Earthquake, and then, you know, the next Giga Drain is definitely going to kill this Sandslash. He's only got his Born to be wasted after this, so it's pretty much at this point game over. He's got nothing he can do really. After this battle, I was sort of having a chat to him, and he said that the Seadra really caught him off guard because he didn't know what to do against it. And that's fair enough, because I don't think I've ever seen a Seadra in competitive play before, but it's sort of similar to the Kingdra set, so it's pretty easy. He decides to forfeit here, and you know, because he can't do anything, he's pretty much on nothing. And yeah, so that's the end of the game. It turned out to be a really fun one, and you know, I was really happy Seadra actually put in some work. And you know, definitely go and check out Prodigal, because he brought some really cool Pokemon there, and I really respect that, because you know, it sort of, I respect it because it's a little bit different. Like I sort of don't like seeing a lot of the same sets all the time, and it's good to see someone that brings something different, and it's cool because it tells me a lot about sort of the person as well. And if he's doing that, then yeah, you know, a lot of respect. He's also got over 100 subs, so that tells me that the content that he's producing is decent enough, because it's hard to get over 100 subs. But yeah, that's basically all from me. You know, if you want a chance to battle me, please hit me up on Twitter. I'm pretty flexible, and I'm happy to battle anyone basically. And yeah, so that is all from me. I really dislike outros, because you've spoken for so long, and then you get to the outro and you're like, oh, what do I say? And I just end up mumbling a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, yeah, so awkwardness here. But yeah, that's all from me. So I'm going to stop there before I talk too much. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. And if you did, please leave a like, comment, and share. And I will catch you guys next time.